What's up, everybody? It's Johnny Brown with Haunt Scene, and it's Thursday night, and I want to show off some things that I bought. So I'm going to be watching the chat here. If you want to interact, let me know. I put together a amateur ghost hunting kit, and I did this based on some other kits that I saw out there. It actually all started by me looking at a paranormal ghost hunting kit on Facebook Market that was like $300, and I'm like, I have some of that stuff, and I could probably put something together a lot cheaper. So let me know what you think about the kit. I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat. Erica says, I was told there would be punch and pie. There will be ghosts and pie. So yeah. So we're gonna start off. I bought all kinds of crap, and hopefully this will be enough to get started, I guess. So let's take a look-see here. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's having a good day. Sam's going to be at the thing on Sunday. We got a meetup in Tavares at Jonesy's Escape Cafe, Coffee Shop of Horrors in Tavares. Please come out for that from 1 to 4. We're doing that, co-hosting that with Horror Happenings with the Dead Girl, and we're going to give away all kinds of awesome prizes. So really excited about that. Okay, are we ready for the ghost hunting kit? Are we ready? Okay, not to get weird, okay, not to get weird. And I always say this because I always feel weird talking about this, but I've always been sensitive to the paranormal, and we do mainly like the fake stuff for the show, haunt scene, haunted attractions, spooky stuff, whatever. But I've had a lot of experiences growing up, and we had Ting on from American Ghost Adventures in Orlando last year or the year before, and it got a little crazy. So we had an episode, and she kind of brought something with her, which was a little weird, right? All right. Anyways, so I'm fascinated by paranormal stuff. I am a little afraid of poking the bear as it stands. But let's go ahead and take a look at the things that I bought, and let me know what you think. Nice shirt. Yep, Moobies. I did the little meetup thing. At least I got a shirt at the meetup thing. Okay, so what do I got? I got basic stuff. I've got like a little journal thing to write stuff down. Apparently you need to document all the things. So I got that. Obviously, pen and paper, not really a big deal, but having something to document stuff will be there. And then I have a whole box of goodies. Now let's start off with the things I already had. So one of the things that we already have is a camcorder. Now we bought this for the scare cam. So we put out a couple scare cam videos, and it's not super duper fancy or anything. It looks like the battery's dead, but this camcorder has night vision or IR, infrared, or whatever. So normally we have this pointed at ourselves, but when we are out doing the things, we could set this up and it can see in the dark. So pretty excited about that. In addition to that, something else I had was a little IR light, and you're not going to be able to see it, maybe, I don't know, maybe. It's kind of like red. It's like a little red light, and you can't really see it. It's kind of like the light your remote controls give off. But this shows up on the IR as well, although this has an IR light on it as well, and this has been perfectly fine. So we're gonna roll with that. Pretty cool. So that's the stuff that I already had. I also got these, and I'm gonna go ahead and open them right now. So if you go on a ghost tour, there is a possibility that they're gonna have some sort of interactive element to it. When we went on the ghost tour for American Ghost Adventures in downtown Orlando, our guide Ting does this thing with flashlights, where she will, it's like the cheap like little lights, whatever. She'll just like unscrew it to the point of where the bulb goes off, like just on the edge of the bulb going on or off, and then I suppose that the spirits can light up the flashlight, which is kind of interesting. So some sort of interactive type element for that. I'm probably going to get a small little set of mag lights, but I ended up with a gazillion flashlights. We'll talk about that in a moment. However, one thing I saw in one of the kits that I thought was a little different. This is actually kind of the thing that made me get into this is these little cat balls right here, these little cat things right here. So so these are motion activated LED cat balls. So what you do is you turn it on. So I hit the button on it and lights up, and it's going to stop in a moment. And if you move it, it turns back on. So I'm thinking that this could probably get the same type of effect with that. Any sort of motion would light this up. So that's going to be kind of neat with that. So I got 3 of these. We could probably just like set these around, you know, in different areas, different hot spots, that kind of thing for that. So I'm hoping that works. I saw that in another kit. So I think that's pretty cool. What else do we get? I got a compass because I put out a post about, you know, what kind of stuff what I need. I just bought, you know, a compass isn't really something I have. So I bought one, and it's obviously brand appropriate, you know, orange and black. But, you know, if you're documenting things, you know, like I went in, you know, I'm facing this doorway north or this window or whatever, having some sort of compass will help with that because, you know, I guess when you're ghost hunting, and I'm going to say I guess because I've only done a couple tours and I've watched a couple TV shows, but you, from a scientific perspective, you want to have things that you can like create, you know, or you can recreate. So if I can document some of this and people can recreate the things that I did, then, you know, maybe that kind of proves something or whatever. So I got a compass, obviously a K2 meter is something that you're going to use on the ghost tours. I've seen some different videos about like pro and conning this. This is a EMF meter. So if you put like a phone by it or something like that, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna go off. So a lot of times when you do ghost tours, they tell you to turn your cell phones off so the wireless signals. Now, obviously wiring, that kind of thing. So as long as you're in a place that has no power and you turn your phone off, this may pick up things. This is also how, if you are contacting like a spirit or talking to them, you can interact with them through this thing to see if this thing fluctuates at all. I didn't buy like a super duper expensive one. I didn't really spend a ton of money on this stuff. I probably spent like $100 on all the things. So this will be pretty neat. Got to have one of these. Flashlights. Got a ton of flashlights. So obviously you need flashlights to do ghost hunting stuff. And I ended up with like 5 flashlights or 4 flashlights here. This one right here is a pretty bright light, but this one does black light. So this is why I specifically got this one right here to do black light stuff, just in case, you know, you see anything with that. So just figured I'd throw that in the old toolkit. Got a, oh, this, I'll save that one for last because that's my favorite one. Got a couple flashlights. I think I've got batteries in one of these. I ended up with a battery recharger thing. I didn't even know these existed, but these are 18650 batteries. They're like really big batteries, and they're rechargeable, so you can put these in different devices, and they will stay in there. I think there's a little plastic thing for that, like a spacer. But you can use these batteries instead, or 3 AAA batteries or whatever. So I ended up with 5 of these batteries that you can recharge and take with you or whatever. So flashlight, really powerful flashlight. This one's like super duper powerful. And some of these have like adjustable where you can make it like a spotlight or like a torch, like a light up the whole room kind of thing. You can do like a little strobe light. There it is, right there. Sorry, strobe effects. Got that. So I ended up with a charger for those batteries. I ended up with 5 of them, like I said, total. What else do we got in here? Oh, yeah, this is the cool stuff. Okay, so another thing when you are ghost hunting is temperature, right? Because you hear it all the time, like cold spots, that kind of thing. So I ended up buying a thermometer, or a digital thermometer. However, the reason I got this one is because this tracks your high temperature and your low temperature. So what I figure, if we carry this around, and we're out in the field, if we hit a cold spot, at some point when we check this thing, it will be significantly less than what we're doing. Now, I know sometimes with temperature, it's not so much the physical temperature, but maybe it's kind of how you feel. But this one right here, I think I got to put the battery in it, or a battery in it. Yeah, it needs a AAA battery. But when you put this in here, this keeps track of highs and lows here in this digital thing, and it's got a magnet on the back right here. So just a little kind of tool with that. I think I'm going to try to find some kind of way to rig these up to where I don't have to carry everything separately. So we'll figure that out a little bit later, but I figure the temperature will be important. So yeah, I've experienced cold spots before. It's hard to describe, but yeah, having some sort of proof of that will be awesome. Okay. Oh, it comes with a AAA battery. Another thing I haven't got yet is just miscellaneous batteries, just batteries that I can use whenever. Let's go ahead and throw this bad boy in here. They usually come with cheap batteries. I'm going to do that, and we go in and we've got the temperature right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We don't want Celsius, we want that Fahrenheit. Yep, so it keeps track of a high and a low here. I know it's got some other stuff in there. Humidity and temperature monitor, so that's pretty cool. So it's got both of those things in there. Right now it's 75 degrees in this room in my lanai, so I think that'll be a neat little thing. I tried to pick things that had a little bit more utility to it, so that is pretty neat. Although I don't know if this thing like turns off. Oh, it's got like a little hook on it. Hold on. Oh, it's got like a little stand on it. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so got that right there. Pretty excited about that. What else? Obviously a digital recorder. I haven't opened this up yet. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Let's go ahead and do that for EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, or whatever it is. I did some research on these. I didn't spend like a gazillion dollars on this, but one of the things that it was recommended is that when you do EVP, you get something that records in an uncompressed format, which is like wave format. So I got this EVSTR Evester one right here. And the way it works is you record something, like you're talking to somebody or asking questions, and then when you play it back, this may pick up something because this picks up different sound frequencies that the human ear can't hear. So when you play it back, you might get some sort of response or something like that. One of the things that I learned on the Ghost Tour is when you watch a show like Ghost Hunters and all that stuff, they edit it for television. So usually when you do like a one night type investigation, it's kind of a crapshoot on whether you're going to experience something or not. However, it seemed the way it was explained to me is a lot of those shows, they're there for like a weekend or like a week or two or whatever, and they take that entire set of film and they condense it down and edit it for TV to make it exciting. But some of those shows are pretty neat. So I got that right there, so that's going to go in the kit. And then I also have, and this is the cool thing, and this is inspired by a couple different things, is a laser pointer. Now, this is not a normal laser pointer. This is a grid laser pointer. So when you do this, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it. Okay, so let's just do it on the hand. See that right there? Okay, so it's got different settings right there. So you could set this in like the corner of a room, and it's going to show this grid all over the place. So let's say we're doing that. It's got like different settings on it too. Pretty cool. So you can do that. And if something interrupts this, it's going to break this beam up right here, which is kind of cool with that. It was, which one was it? I think it was Paranormal Activity 4 when they had the Xbox Kinect and it did that. And then you saw like the little figure walk through it. So if there's anything that can physically move this, it would be kind of cool. So I think that's pretty neat. There is a specific spot on the Orlando Ghost Tour that I want to use this. I don't know if every tour for the Orlando Ghost Adventure is the same, but you end up in the third floor of the Harry Buffalo downtown. And when we went into like the room where they do like the dowsing rods and that kind of thing, like the little rods that move, which I might get a pair of those. There's a hallway and there's a ladder in front of the hallway, and apparently there's stuff going on like behind there, and it's kind of blocked off. They don't want you there. And when I was in there looking down the hallway, because they opened the door, it's, how do I describe this? When I see things, to me it kind of looks like TV static against darkness, if that makes any sense. And normally if you look down like a dark hallway, you have a sense of perception, like where it ends, and you know that there's empty space in between you and where that hallway is supposed to end. And there was something that was interrupting that in the middle. So and it was like a big, I mean, it was a pretty big figure thing. So I want to stick this down that hallway and see what happens with that, I guess. So yeah. You need a utility belt. Yeah, I'm gonna get like I was actually looking at like different utility belts, and like they have like these vest rig things, but I don't want to show up looking like completely ridiculous. But I don't, you know, if I'm gonna do this, I want to do it with respect, and I want to do it, you know, somewhat seriously. You know, obviously for some content and for some fun stuff to do, but yeah, that would be that. So that's what I bought for the Ghost Kit. So what do you think in there? And Shooter Mike's in here. Shooter Mike from Kirby Farm, and it was interesting because they have a train out there at the Kirby Family Farm where Scary Train is, the Haunt, and it's an old like Ringling Brothers train or something like that. Man, that train just felt crazy. However, I did see something when I was out at the Scary Train the second time we went last season. They had a train. They've got like a train ride that circles like the whole area right there. And I remember being on the train, and I didn't really think anything of it because it's a haunted event. You know, it's like a haunted attraction. But I remember off the left side of the train, it's basically like this big empty field. And I saw a person, like I just saw like a person like just standing out in the field, and I didn't really think anything of it because I thought at some point that they would have characters out to mess with the people on the train, maybe another like little spooky thing. So it was interesting because right after that, they have like this little Wild West scene where like the people are on horses and shooting guns and stuff like that. It's like a little Wild West kind of reenactment as part of the train ride. And I just thought it was weird, and it didn't hit me until a little bit later. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, there was literally nobody there in the field when I like looked back. So it was really, really strange. So yeah, it was pretty creepy. Ghosters come out. They had all their stuff in backpacks. Yeah, I'm gonna get like a little bag or something to put all the stuff in. Right now, I've got like an Amazon box that I've just been sticking this stuff in. But I'll get a nice little. I might get like either a backpack or a backpack that has like straps and stuff in it, like a photography backpack, just to put all this stuff in. Just something super duper light that I can get to stuff easily. So in review, as I put this stuff back in the box, laser grid pointer, pretty cool, excited about that. Thermometer, digital thermometer that keeps track of humidity highs and lows and temperature highs and lows, excited about that. Came with a battery. I got a K2 meter. With this, I got to get some 9-volt batteries here, and this is actually like screwed shut, so that's a little weird. But I'll have to get like a little Phillips screwdriver in case I need to replace the batteries on that. Light, flashlight here, another flashlight. Got several flashlights. One's a black light, the other one is just a normal flashlight. I ended up with a crap load of lights. I ended up with a bunch of flashlights, so that's kind of cool. Normal flashlight, compass, got that going. Notepad to document stuff. Batteries, lots of batteries, rechargeable batteries. Digital recorder that records in long form, wave format. Battery charger for the extra batteries. Cat toys, the motion activated cat toys here, pretty cool. So you can turn these on or off. I think that's going to be kind of neat and scary. And last, I got my IR light, which I may or may not need. And then I have my night vision light right here. So I think this is a good start. So in the chat or in the comments, if you're watching this afterwards, did I miss anything? I mean, there are other things that I know people have in their kits, like the spirit box type stuff and that kind of stuff. I don't know how I feel about that yet. All right, hold on. I gotta open this thing up so it'll shut off. There we go. Yep. So I'm not really sure. You know, I wanted to just kind of dip my toe in this here. Maybe add a different dimension of content to Haunt Scene and what we do. But I think, but yeah, fanny pack. Yeah, I could roll with a fanny pack. Yeah, I didn't think that you had actors in that area. So yeah, and there have been some other haunted attractions where I've felt stuff in what is now Mortem Manor, which is used to be called Legends at Old Town. But back when it was Legends, it was filled with like legit antique funeral stuff, and it was haunted. Like it was haunted. I asked Dan Caro, he used to run that thing, about it, and there were all kinds of like little type incidents, and he actually used to do the walking ghost tour down at Old Town there. But I remember seeing something when you get into the haunt. The first part of it is you walk upstairs, and I saw at the top of the stairs there was. I thought it was like a blowing curtain or something like that. Like it was just kind of like a wispy, sheer curtain type thing at the top, and you know they've obviously pumping air conditioner, air or whatever into the thing. And when I got up to the top of the stairs, it wasn't there. So it's kind of interesting right there. Are you going to go back to Michigan to investigate certain houses in River Rouge? You know, my dad just chimed in. I grew up in a house in River Rouge, Michigan, and it was super duper haunted. All kinds of stuff happened. I was the oldest, so I do remember things in that house. And every single time I go back to Michigan, I end up driving by that house. And one day I just want to like knock on the door and be like, yeah, I used to live here, and is it still haunted, kind of thing. Curious to see if the people that ended up buying that house, and God, that was like 20 something years ago, if they've experienced anything. Yeah, because that house was had some stuff going on. So yeah, so that's what I got going on. Look up red lightning on carnivals. I did look up the red lighting. Yep. Yeah. As a matter of fact, Daryl told us about that on the tour, about red lighting, when they would just, you know, toss extra people off the train, and the red light of the train was the last thing they saw. Lakeside Inn in Mount Dora. Yeah, we're actually doing a ghost tour in Tavares at the end of July 24th, I believe. We're gonna do that, and then we have one that we're going to do, I think, the first or second week of August, first weekend of August, and then we're going to have Ting back on the show on Tuesday. So from America Ghost Adventures. And if you haven't booked a tour in Orlando, it's a really cool tour. It's like a walking tour downtown in Orlando. I didn't know that downtown Orlando had so much history. There's a lot of creepy stuff going on down there, and a lot of incidents that have happened. So look into that. Pretty cool. Yep. So I'll get out there. Like I said, I'm just kind of dipping my toe into it a little bit. You know, I've done ghost tours. I did one at the Tampa Theater. We did the one at Mortem Manor, or I'm sorry, Legends at Old Town. We did Old Town, and then we did one at downtown Orlando. So I've only been like 3 or 4 of these. But yeah, it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. Yep. So that's gonna be it for me. So watching the chat here. If anybody has anything else to say, let me know. We might end up doing more than one night out in Williston out there if I can get people to go. St. Augustine. Actually, Melissa right now is in St. Augustine as we speak. She did a ghost tour last night at the lighthouse. So she took a bunch of pictures, and she said that she felt a couple things there. Yeah. I remember when we went on the ghost tour, Melissa's like, I want to see a ghost. And she got a little freaked out at one point. Yeah, it's weird. You know, I'm as fascinated as I am terrified of these things. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Yeah, St. Augustine's on the list for me. I've lived in Florida for like 13 years now, and I've never been to St. Augustine. And our buddy Rick from 13X Studios lives there, and I really want to go and check that out. And I also haven't been to South Florida, like the Keys, down there to check that out. Yeah, and I've been watching a lot of the Warren stuff on YouTube. If you go and you look up like Ed and Lorraine Warren, like from The Conjuring, I guess their son-in-law is who it's Ed and Lorraine's daughter's husband, and he's like the caretaker of all this stuff now, and he's got some really really crazy stories about like the museum that they have and the Annabelle doll and all this other crazy stuff as well. So very interesting stuff, a little scary obviously, but yeah. Yep. As the thunder rolls. So yeah, that's what I got. If you're not watching this live, let me know if I missed anything. There are also like these little dolls or bears that have voice boxes in them that people buy. I've seen people, I think there's an actual bear. I know there's a website called ghoststop.com, and it's got some stuff on there. A lot of this stuff is on there. As a matter of fact, I actually used that a little bit to round out this kit. But they're dolls. Like there are dolls that you can do stuff with, and I don't know if I want to get into like the crazy heavy equipment. There's like thermal imaging things you can look at and all this stuff, but I don't want to go too crazy yet. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, well, thanks everybody for hanging out. Just wanted to chat a little bit about this. Hopefully, we'll have some stuff coming up, and that's gonna be it for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. Wish us luck, and until next time, spook easy, happy haunting, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next show. We got a show coming up on Tuesday. Outgoing Back, Horror Writer. Really excited about that, and we'll see you on Tuesday. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.